Who am I? I'm a sculptor, I'm a woodworker. Most important, I'm a craftsman. And I don't think that word means what you think it means. When you hear the word craftsman, craftswoman, or craftsperson, you probably think it means that that person makes something by their hands. And you might be right to a point. But our industry has a dirty little secret, and it's called technology. And unfortunately, technology may be allowing craftspeople to deceive you. So I'm here to tell you what's happening in the industry and why you might care. As a craftsman, I work with my hands. I create with my hands. I have an intimate relationship with my material. I understand it. You know, it's a dance. I can spontaneously react to the material as I'm working with it. I can change my mind midstream. I can add that human touch. I might make a mistake. I can modify it. But most important is that I'm creating things with hands. So the bottom line here is that craftsmanship is synonymous with handmade. I think everybody would agree with that, correct? It's a no-brainer. Craftsmen don't always make things with their own hands. They sometimes use apprentices, journeymen, employees. This has been done for ages. It's a wonderful way to pass our tradition down, our trade, our knowledge, and make a living. Sometimes craftsmen might use production methods, patterns, molds, production lines, cut in mass quantities, and that's accepted practice. We also might outsource. We outsource to a friend down the street, shop across the country, across the world, which is a whole other topic altogether. But the reality here is that everything's made by hand. And we strive to make things perfect, whatever that may be. Might be the perfect line, the perfect dovetail joint, the perfect pattern. Often we try to emulate machine-like quality. That's usually a compliment, right? And for us to achieve that perfection, we look towards machinery and tools, the latest and greatest tool. Sewing machines, variable speed potter's wheels, it's been accepted, right? Who doesn't like buying a new power tool, right? You're always going to Home Depot and, oh, new, honey, look at this 12-volt lithium battery, I gotta have this, right? It helps us. We're always looking for advancements. And today, this is accepted practice. We use table saws. We use the latest and greatest equipment. For example, here is a cutter that I designed and had made that goes on a body grinder. So now I don't have to carve with a hand chisel, a gouge. This cutter will cut just as nice, faster, but I'm still controlling by hand. I can still make mistakes. I still have all my fingers. But this is the way craftsmen like to work. The problem here is that I think we're starting to cross the line by the use of technology. Technology now has CNC, computer numerically controlled equipment. We have lasers that can cut through steel and aluminum. Water jet is a fine stream of water with abrasive that will cut through aluminum and glass and stone. Lasers can carve and engrave. Software is also becoming a tool, right? We can design virtually. We can create a model and scan it in and have the computer enlarge it and make it, print out the plans and do all the cutting for us. There's actually software that will do the designing for you. We have a very talented craftsman, I can't believe I just did that, engineer, pushing buttons, setting in parameters, for example, this bench here. But the computer designed the piece, and now robots can actually completely make the entire piece without even touching it by hands. And what's really scary now is that you can go to Home Depot and buy a 3D printer. Yeah? We love it. This is good stuff. But the craftsmen, there they are again, can go home with a push of a button, start making wonderful, wonderful items. It's all very exciting. For example, here, this gentleman took a picture of his son in Photoshop, created contour lines, which decided the different colors. Then, with a homemade CNC router, which is a Dremel, which is a high-speed drill. I think most of you have one of those, right? Maybe your grandfather did. And cut out all the parts, and he simply assembles them, right? Handmade? Craftsmanship? Not sure. For example, can you tell which one of these marquetry panels have been cut by hand and cut by a laser? Do you care? Do I need to tell you? Is it handmade? I actually saw an ad that said, handmade laser cut marquetry. At least they're being honest, okay? And I gotta give it to the ad, at least they're being truthful. Because the problem here is now, if I don't tell you, am I being dishonest? Whose responsibility is it? Do you need to ask? Do I need to tell you? And this concerns me. Society seems to, right? Society seems to accept virtual modification, technological advances in all of our industries. And that really concerns me now. And now it is filtering over into my trade, which is being a craftsman. It concerns me, right? People are now wanting to know, is it real? You know, they want some sort of label. Am I eating genetically modified food? Is that a real six-pack? It is, okay? So as artists and craftsmen, do we need to add another line item? Is it our responsibility to tell you how things are made? Right? Is it time for a new certification or labeling system? Much like LEEDs, which is an architectural certification that tells the general public if a building meets certain sustainable criteria. Do we need that in the crafts? Do we need a new term? Traditional craftsman, oh, gotta keep doing that. Auto crafter, right? Techno crafter. The industry is certainly splitting. There are the true craftsmen, I was supposed to jump off the line here, and then the auto crafters, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, but I think it's important that they reveal how they're making their products. I don't have all the answers here. Certainly have a lot of questions. I mean, for example, if a machine spits out all the parts and I still put them together by hand, is it handmade? If I make the original and then scan it in and a machine spits them out, is that handmade? Right? Lots of questions here. And I just think we need to determine, what's happening and whose responsibility is it. It's important to me that we don't lose touch of the traditional craftsman. Thank you very much.